What's up, everybody? We are back. This is Felicia with Mama's Den. And today we are very excited because we are talking about aging gracefully. Okay. I was just talking about this yesterday. I am new to my 30s. I'm 31, going to be 32. And I love it here. Yes. Melanie's about to be 40. Ew. And we are embracing age. Let's talk about it. I just posted on my Instagram yesterday. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like when I was in my 20s, I feel like I knew everything and knew nothing all at the same time. Mm-hmm. I feel like I was working my ass off. I mean, now that I'm in my 30s, I get it now. And I just felt so like lost and confused, but also I feel young and irresponsible all at the same time. But now in my 30s, I feel like I've arrived at a space where I'm like, there's a lot of stuff that I don't care about in a very good way. I have a lot more peace. I have a lot more joy. I have a lot more clarity. And so I'm excited to just like keep aging, because I'm like, if it feels like this right here, it's only going to get better.
Yes.
You know?
Because you're allowing yourself to get better.
Yeah.
I think that when I turned 30, I remember feeling this is legitimate. Like, I am legitimately a woman.
Yeah.
Nobody's putting up with my shit of being like, oh, you're 26.
Yeah.
No, I don't even want to put up with her shit anymore.
Girl.
Like that, like 30 is 30. I was so proud to say I was 30. And it made me feel proud to be there, because I was also proud of who I was at 30 as well. So I felt like, yes, I have arrived. Mm-hmm. So now that we enter in the next decade, I'm actually even more excited. Like, when I think about how I thought where my life would be at in every stage, to be honest, in retrospect, it's never been exactly how in the timing or what I expected to do for it to be. But the one thing that I can say from a level of success is that I'm happy. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I've done a good job of manifesting and creating the life that I want, to have the things that I want for my life and for this second half. I keep saying, like, I keep telling people, like, it's act 2. And people are like, why are you calling it act 2? I'm like, because it's act 2. Like, I'm 40 years old. If I live another 40 years, God bless. I plan to live beyond that, but I want to live well. I want to live happy. And I feel like this stage of my life is going to look nothing like the first 40, right? Mm-hmm. From going from a child to a teenager to a young woman. Yeah. You know, now I'm a mother and I'm established. I have a partnership. I'm entering new phases of my career. And this is what's going to take me to the rest of my life. So I take this with such gratitude and grace for myself, because I want to make it amazing. Now that I know what I'm capable of, now that I've seen what I've gone through, what I've bounced back from, what I'm resilient from, you know, how I've learned and grown, what I have to offer myself and now my children. Like, I just am so excited. And I don't feel old. Like, I feel evolved and seasoned and more settled, but I don't feel old. Like, I still feel like when I was 30. Like,
girl,
I've arrived.
To be 90, you are not old. That means you have like 50 more years of living. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. Yeah.
And I'm very crazy how people. I feel like when I was younger, I used to be like, "Ooh, 40's old."
Yeah, no.
40
and I feel
popping.
like it's a mindset. It's like if your mind feels old and if you're acting like it, then eventually you kind of show up like that. Okay, so this is also very crazy. So hearing you say 39 and 40 sounds so different, even though it's a year difference.
They do.
So my dad just turned 50.
Oh. I'm like, your dad is my big brother. And this is like, wild that your dad and I are a decade apart.
It's crazy. And then my mom is 49.
Girl, she's my big sister.
What? Yes. My mom is not 50 yet. Yes. But they was just bumping uglies just way too soon, clearly. But when I think about it, I'm like, oh my gosh. But my dad said, I was like, oh my God, you're 50 now. And he was like, 50 is a new 20. He was like, I love it here. He's like, there's so much peace. You just keep tapping into like new levels. Yes. But I do feel like the difference is it's our mindset. Yeah. And where are we going? How are we growing? Are we working on ourselves? Are we getting better? Are we like analyzing, okay, the last decade was like this. How do I want to level it up this next decade, you know? Right. So I'm like, I feel that energy.
Yes.
I'm like, I look at y'all and I'm like, oh, I can't wait. But like, I can't wait.
I feel you.
You know what I mean, girl?
The thing about it is that if you think about it, like, we're so worried about age, I think especially as women, right?
Yeah.
Like, from like what it means, what it does to our bodies, our faces, our looks, our our beauty, blah, 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 blah. First of all, my mother has been silver since she was in her 40s. And she finally just like, before she reached 50, she was just like, I'm done dyeing my hair. My mom has the most beautiful silver hair. Oof. I love gray hair. I love the things that make a woman look soft and experienced. Like, I love these things about wise, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I think about it and I'm like, oh, this is great. And the craziest part is my mom too had my brother at 19. Mm-hmm. So she's actually not that much older.
Yeah. How old's your mom?
She's now 65.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And my brother and I are 7 years apart. So I think your mom and you are the same difference between my brother and my mom. Yeah. But my mom's just older than your mom.
So crazy.
So like, it's crazy to see what it is and how it changes, because some people look at this act 2 of their lives, or when they get to a certain age of maturity, as like, oh, it's all down here from here. I'm like, no, this is I got all the tools I never had when I was smaller. I'm not figuring shit out the way I was when I was inexperienced and not mature and not evolved and self-love and aware. So I look at this as like a trajectory, like a rocket, like, oh, we just gonna keep getting higher and higher and higher. And I love that. And I want more women to feel that way. I want more women to embrace what naturally comes with aging, because the truth of the matter is, what's the alternative?
Oh,
You ain't getting older, you're out of here.
That's crazy that you said that.
I'm not trying to be gone. I got a lot to live and a lot to live for.
And I like to live my best life. Okay.
Yes.
Like, we're gonna be here, we're gonna have fun and be
crazy.
fly.
When I'm like 42, I think Amir's gonna be 18. That I'm gonna have an 18-year-old, which seems so crazy to me, because it's like, I should have had all my kids in my 20s. But anyway,
That's why I was rushing, girl.
Yes,
so I'm like, come on.
Yes.
He got her.
It sounds crazy, but
He's in the prime right
planned
now.
Oh, yeah, because I'm like,
I don't know
damn,
why I
me and
did
Amir
that.
are really gonna be kicking it. Like, I'm gonna be her popping young ass mom. But
Yes.
not to Talia though. But
That's okay. Talia and Kaya can raise each other.
They're gonna have to.
They're gonna have to.
No, but that's crazy, because I feel like, you know, I used to hate the idea of getting older until my sister passed away. And now that I'm older than my older sister, every time I have a birthday, I think about that. When I turned 24, that was the age she was when she passed away. And I was like, oh my God, like, I am the same age as my sister when she passed away. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
And I felt so grateful. Like, so for me, I never care about getting older, because I'm like, I try to tell people, like, some people don't make it to this age.
Girl.
Some people don't make it to 2 to 5 to 15 to 30
Real.
to 40 to 50.
Yep.
So for me, I feel like people gotta like try to release that stress of like getting older. I'm like, it's a gift. It's a gift.
Really is.
It's a blessing.
I FaceTimed the mirror. She's like, oh, Mom, you got your eyebrows done in your hair. You look cute. You look young. I was like, yeah, I do.
I am
young. But I just thought about that, like, just taking care of yourself, you would feel better, and then you age gracefully. Like, you just gotta like eat well and like relax and chill the fuck out and stop stressing about shit that you can't change. Get some hair dye, because I've been getting silver hair since I was 21.
Listen.
Like, it's hereditary in my family. We don't get gray hair. We go from hair to white hair, and that's it. There's no in between.
I wish that my hair grew the way my mom's did, because I only go gray around like my baby hairs. And that's like, I just want to put it up in a cute ponytail, but not with these baby hairs. If it would grow with the length, I would be silver right now.
Yeah.
Like,
that would be fire.
Oh, I would be silver right
That would be
now. Because I actually
fire.
think it's actually really beautiful to see women who are young in the face with silver hair.
I love it.
Because it's like, that's my mom. My mom's 65. She does not have a
Your
wrinkle.
mom is beautiful. She has, her skin is so
Her
pretty.
skin, good old
skin is
oil of Olay and Vaseline baby oil.
Yep.
My mom never used, we talked about this. My mom's never used a retinol, day cream, night cream.
Girl.
She just, she just got it like that. I don't know. So I'm
She-
hoping it
she
just
minded her
passes
business
down.
and trained up a man.
Girl, talk about it. Talk about it. But
She ain't stressed out, that's why.
I really do. I really think that like how you view your life is what makes the difference about
Yeah.
how old you feel.
Absolutely.
Like the opportunity to create, to reinvent yourself, that you still have more life to give, more love to love, like more things to feel and experience. Like I'm not trying to be, and then now as a mother, like my life is more valuable ever because I got these kids. I want to be around for them. So it's even crazy because this year, even just before I found out I was pregnant with Kaya, I had this revelation when I was 38. I was like, I really want to get into the best health of my life, the best shape of my life. I want to feel really good about my physicality and feel like I'm honoring my body and giving it what it needs to take me through these next, 40, 50 years. And so then I got pregnant, and then life was like, you're going to have to slow down a little bit. But now, even now, like I've just been so much more mindful about what I'm doing. I take supplements. I'm trying different things with my body. I'm being so diligent with working out. And that's not just from a postpartum thing. It's like I'm going into my 40th birthday, and I want to feel like I'm doing everything to celebrate my life. And taking care of your health is celebrating your life.
Absolutely. You know what I just thought about? I think the one reason why people get stressed out about their age is because there's like those accomplishments that you're supposed to have at a certain age. And I think when people hit that age and they don't have that, like, oh, I'm 30, I should be married and I should have my career. But I told my little sister this the other day. Do you know that I've literally lived like 4 different lives? I've had I was a ballet dancer, moved to New York. That was my career, was teaching dance. Like, okay. Then after that, then I was writing and I was freelance writing for magazines. And after that, I got my insurance license and was selling insurance. And it was like a whole career doing that. Then I moved to LA and started all over again. And I think that people feel like they're supposed to reach this age and have this career and do this thing. And I'm like, you can reinvent yourself so many times and live so many lives and like release yourself from that pressure of like having to be a certain something or have a certain. Do you know the people who got married before me are no longer married?
Facts.
People that were like, I can't believe you and Chia still aren't married. They're not married.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people worry about the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Like, or like, I didn't have a kid yet. that like you might be living in your career blessing right now.
Mm-hmm.
You might have a career later. I mean, a kid later. Yeah, like not always say that. Like sometimes you have to focus on what is the blessing that you have right now. Like what's going on in your life right now. Embrace that and love that. And know that as long as you are breathing, that's what I tell myself every day. Like another day to get that shit. You know what I mean? Maybe I won't get it this year. Then I'm going to get it next year. Like I just don't give up. And I believe that everything will happen when it's supposed to, or shit, it might not ever happen and I'm gonna just die trying. But that's the journey too. You know what I mean? Like it might end up happening for my kids, or, you know, you're putting that energy out there. So I think people have to start releasing the pressure of like, I have to be this certain person at a certain age.
I definitely went through that in my 20s. Like before my career actually took off, I was dating this dude in Toronto. I thought that he was going to be my husband, even though he was definitely not husband material. But I had this idea that this was what my life was supposed to be. And as my life started to flourish and I started to pour into myself and experience things as a young woman, I realized that my life's purpose and mission of what I had to do was bigger than getting married at 25, having a mortgage and being in Toronto and doing that. And I left the city and I never looked back, and I was like, damn, I'm so glad that my life didn't take that. I experienced so much more. I had so much more to learn about myself to experience. And I definitely was caught up in that notion of time.
Oh, for sure.
It has to be like this and it has to happen a certain way. And then I went on to become a professional and learned about Ava DuVernay, who didn't pick up a camera until she was 33. Steve Harvey was sleeping in his car at 34 years old. He was homeless. Like, there is no time limit on when your purpose and life can manifest to what it's supposed to be. And I just love learning that. And I love seeing that and knowing that that's the truth of life. And I want so many more people to understand that, because we do. And again, it's twofold, because we feel this clock ticking for so many things, right? And it all depends on how you look at it. If you look at it like the clock is ticking, so I'm going to make the most of what I have today.
Absolutely.
Versus like, oh, the clock is ticking and it's running out on me. Like your perspective, is that half full or half empty? You decide.
Yeah, and it's like that perspective, I feel like you have to be careful, because okay, let's say we're all guaranteed until we're 95 or whatever. I'm like, but sometimes, like you said, some people don't see 24 or 25 or 26. Like, that's not guaranteed. So it's like you have this illusion in your mind, but I think it really comes down to staying in the present moment. I'm like, I think that's the real test. I tell people all the time, the most present that I ever felt is when I deliver my children. I was like, I felt like I had to surrender and let go so that the baby comes out healthy, you know? I'm like, but that living in the present moment, especially, I've always been the type of person, I've always been very ahead of my time. I've accomplished a lot of things at a very young age. So I'll be like, well, why am I not married right now? Or why don't I own this house right now? And I'm like, wait, sis, you are 31 years old. Look at all the other 31-year-olds around you. They are not even where you're at. Like, slow your ass down. And everything has its season. Everything has its timing. It's going to come when it's supposed to. And right now I had to find the acceptance of, right now I'm going to date. I'm like, but my like where I'm at in this present moment is, my focus is my children. My focus is my business. And I'm like, and that's that. And I can date here and there. I'm like, but do I want to get married tomorrow? Actually, I don't. You know, but I had to really sit myself down and be real with myself. It's like, what is it that you want? Are you chasing after what society tells you you're supposed to have, and like going against where you're at in your life? Like, lean into what's happening right now. And I'm like, this is the gift. Let me lean into this shit. And I feel like I just started to just glow a little more.
Yeah.
You sure did.
You know what? I actually saw this. This is stupid. I saw this.
No, this is stupid.
It is dumb, but I don't care. This is what gives me peace. You know how you find things that just give you peace? Like, I saw this thing that said, like, Capricorns don't receive their, like, career blessings till later in life. Like, they're usually older. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. So, like, every time something doesn't work out, I'm like, oh, it'll happen when I'm older.
It's in the stars for me.
It's in the stars. She is always like, that is so dumb. But I do feel like, to be honest, like, we're like, oh, you shouldn't feel like this, but sometimes I still do feel like scared about aging, because I'm like, what if this stuff doesn't work out? Do you know what I mean? And then it does make me a little sad, because it is hard, I think, when you're working towards something and you don't see it like happening for you the way you thought. And of course, other things happen where you're like, okay, maybe it's meant to happen this way. But I think when I look at like music artists, right, who have like really beautiful voices and they've never accomplished fame or any type of thing, like like musical accomplishment that they want, like award or anything, or just like maybe mass people knowing who they are. And I look at that, because I'm like, when do you tell, how people are like, never give up, but it's like, at some point, how do you know when to stop like what and when to try something different. Do you know what I mean? Like how do you know? Because there's always going to be those people who are like, you never give up, and that's how I made it here. But then it's like, yeah, what about someone who is 50 that wants to sing, or someone that's never or wants to do something that they've
that's
never
the thing.
done?
I think that it's how you look at it, because the truth is, like, one of my favorite sayings is, it's never too late to be great. Because if you still got the other day, you could do it. So if at 50 you want to start singing because that's what brings you joy, great. But also if at 50 what you've been doing is not bringing you joy anymore, leave.
Yeah.
Pivot. You know,
release your job. Release your job.
Although Beyonce telling people to release your job, don't release your job, y'all. Not without a plan. She can release her job, okay, while y'all work. But the thing is that, like, I really believe that the truth of the matter is we think about our life in what we've accomplished, what we do, what we accumulate, what we leave behind. When you die, it doesn't matter, because all that you want people to say is that you were a good person. Because that's really what it is. Because you could accomplish all the things and be the worst person on the planet. 100%.
Ashley.
No.
So, you know, I really think that we got to get video in here so y'all can see Ashley's
y'all can
face.
see Ashley's face.
Because we're not just giggling in the corner because it's Ashley, okay?
It's the truth, though. And she always be laughing at the things when I'm trying to be really sensitive
And
and
real
serious.
and real deep.
Because it's that's that cynical Capricorn spirit. Because it's the truth. I'm telling you, Ashley, it's not going to be how many books you've written. I'm going to turn around and be like, Ashley was a generous person. She loved her children.
At the same time, then you won't be able to say that, but people will have my book, though.
You're so stupid. Well, Krista got on.
But the thing is, it's not worried about the people that you don't know.
You said Crystal gonna play the audio.
It's good. That's gonna be her obituary. It's gonna be her sermon at her funeral.
She
y'all, I don't care about the people who knew me. All the people who bought my book, y'all love me.
No.
How many people bought my book? No, but it's the truth, and you know that to be true. Because even though you're funny acting, you are sentimental inside, and so and I think that that's the thing for all of us. Like, no matter what it is, it's like when I think about my afterlife, like my children, of course, the legacy of them knowing what I've done, but I want them to be like, my mom was kind and she was happy and she was, you know,
good person.
She
and
enjoyed
they're
life.
The people who are most affected by us passing anyways is really our children, the people that really love us.
I want them to have great memories of us.
But again, that's easy for you to say. Grammy award winning artist. Do you know what I'm saying?
No,
like
because I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. Even though I've accomplished those things, I still feel like I haven't accomplished everything.
Really?
Yes, 100%.
You could go off into the sunset.
No.
I mean, I'm saying she shouldn't, but I mean,
No, I get what you're saying.
Accomplished. You've accomplished more than many.
I've accomplished maybe some goals for one particular chapter of my life.
Yeah.
You know, but
that.
it's an evolving process for me. And to be honest, more than the Grammys, my biggest goal in life was literally to be a mom and to be happy. And like
check.
Right. And so that's what I'm saying. That acknowledgement of success is where my life is more than what I've done for a living. Because literally, as you know, for most people who are listening, if they know my career, I haven't been in the spotlight for years, and I'm okay with that. Like, because being in the spotlight and the way that my career was going was literally depleting my happiness, my well-being, and my sanity. So I had to take a step back and I had to clean some things up. So it really made me reevaluate what is important.
Absolutely.
Right. And so, yes, granted, it is easier in some regard when you do hit a certain accolade that you work. People do work towards their whole life.
It's like a rich person telling somebody poor, like, money doesn't matter. Like, let me get some money, and then I decide money doesn't give you happiness. Like, that's what you said because you got some.
No,
you know what I mean? But I know, I understand what you're saying.
Because the truth of the matter is, those Grammys didn't give me sanity. I had to go to therapy.
Right,
I had to
hold you at night.
Yeah, they didn't make me find wellness. They didn't. You know?
But to be fair, I don't like the word devil's advocate because I always say the devil don't need no advocate. But to just think of a different side of that too, I just think about like people that haven't accomplished any of the things that you've accomplished, right? And so I feel like you were like, okay, I'm 30, but where's my husband? But then you have a career and you have children. Some people don't have that husband, don't have the career they want, don't have the kids they want. You know what I mean? And then they're like, okay, you're telling me to just be happy and accept my life. But it's like, that's like I said, it's like when you're living in poverty and someone with money, it's like, money doesn't bring you happiness. I'm like, but I can't eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
No,
but
it's
like a different perspective when you're like trying to get everything and versus like you have some things and you're like,
I think, and don't get me, there's unfortunate seasons of people's lives, 100%. And I think we here also have a different level of, we have all been very proactive in making the choices that we want for our lives, for how our lives are. I'm not saying that like unfortunate circumstances don't find people. I do believe more so often than none, you can create a life that you want for yourself, if you're willing to acknowledge where your perspective is
do
at.
the work too.
And you also talked
know?
about it earlier on, like celebrating what season of your life you are winning in at the moment, right? It could be optimal health. You might be broke as hell. Listen,
that's
there
true.
ain't nothing that matter more than your health. So I really believe that like if your health is compromised, that is a level of concern as far as like how you're able to do or get anything else. And I always think about this because I went to India. We were in Mumbai and we were staying, here I am doing this GQ event. We're doing this 5-star hotel. Everything is luxury. And as soon as we left that property,
Girl.
it was poverty outside the gate. And I remember going into this part of town. There was a cow sitting in the front. I might have mentioned this in another episode. And I was looking around. Everybody's begging for money. Everybody's playing in garbage, living in filth. And there were 2 little boys playing with a ball, no shoes, tripping over garbage. The happiest little boys I've ever seen in my whole life. So I'm thinking about my cousins and friends' kids and back home. I need a PlayStation. I need this. I need that. Those kids ain't worried about none of that thing because the perspective is we're outside, we're playing, we have each other. They looked happy, even though for us it's like, ooh, that's bleak. That's rough. They were so happy. And I was just like, regardless of whatever it is, I felt their joy. And so that awareness and perspective is everything. And that's why I love children in just general, because children, they just have that perspective of, okay, I got 2 sticks and a toothpick. I can play with myself.
Not American children.
But I also,
most parents
that's what
are.
I'm saying. If left to their devices, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
If left to their devices, they'll figure it out. If you go somewhere where the kids don't have no toys, they're going to figure something out.
See, I also feel like that's kind of where social media kind of messes things up for people too. Because you start looking at other people like, oh, I guess I need to have that. Like those 2 little boys are happy because that's their reality.
Yes.
I remember we went to South Africa and same thing. It's like everybody was so happy and so joyous. And I'm like, who are we to go and tell them like, oh my God, you need this, poor you. Like you got some motherfucking nerve. Like that's so rude. So I feel like social media kind of creates this thing of like, you're supposed to have the house. You're supposed to have this. You're supposed to have that. And it's like, but I really believe in like, how do I feel? Like head down. I'm very big on put your head down, do what you need to do. If I want a family, then let me create what that looks like. If I want this special career, it's not because I saw somebody else do it. Is that how my spirit feels?
What is your personal soul goals?
Yeah. And when I was a little girl, the things that I'm living now, these are the things that I've been feeling. So I know like off top, if I look at something, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool, but that's not for me. Right. I don't want I love to sing. It's very fun to me, but is it my idea to become like a Grammy? No, I don't need a Grammy. Like I just want to sing in my bathroom because it's fun to me. Yeah. I'm like, I know that can be, if I really put myself in position, I'm like, but do I really want that all the way?
That's smart though. Yeah.
So it's like, you got to know yourself too.
Yes.
Like what do you want?
People always ask me this, like whenever I do things in relativity to like work and career and singing as a career. And I've had so many people ask for advice. So, what do I do if I want to become a singer? I was like, well, do you love to sing? Yes. Okay, then you're a singer. Then just sing wherever you're at. Go sing at the local bar down the street. Go sing in the subway. Go
put
sing on the
yourself
street.
in position.
Go record yourself. Sing in your bedroom. Sing for your family. Like I just feel like this comparison of what you had. And again, like you know thyself. You have to know if you want your ultimate goal and your sole career to be singing, then that takes a different path.
That's so
but
funny.
if you love singing, just sing.
I literally just told my sister that the other day. She called me like, I need some advice, and I was like, okay. Meters.
I wish we had a camera.
Meters on right now. That's why I tell my friends when I'm done on the phone with them, like, I'll be sending my invoice now, child. But I literally just said that to her too, because so we were driving down the street and there was this guy. I put it on my stories. Oh my God, his voice was so fucking beautiful, and he was like singing, black dude, singing songs in Spanish. Oh my God, his voice was amazing. And then he was like playing the violin, and he was over like towards like View Park area, and we were driving past him, and I was like, oh my God, like what do I love that much where I would just be willing to stand on the side of the road and sing into a microphone to the ongoing traffic. And Chia was like, that's not even Chia Libra ass. That's not an optimum spot to be standing. I was like, boy, if you don't go on.
Oh my God.
I'm so tired of you. But I was like, but maybe he just doesn't. He was like, how could people give him money? Because he was like in the middle thing. He was like, that's not really a good spot to give him. I was like, maybe he's not saying
maybe
for
he don't
money.
want
He just
money.
wants to be
Exactly.
acknowledged.
That's not what he
just
wants.
people to hear. Like we were at the stop sign and I was like, oh my, we could hear him over the radio. I was like, turn the radio down.
But, so that's the thing.
So beautiful. Yes.
He changed your day
Yes, he did.
by sharing his gift.
And maybe he don't want to be acknowledged. Maybe he just wants to get it out. It's not even about other people's
It could be his
response to
therapy
sometimes.
response.
Man,
But I was like, what do I love that much where I'm willing to just do it even if I don't get recognized? And it is writing.
It's motherhood.
Motherhood, but also I was gonna say writing. But writing for me, because I've always done it no matter what. And even when I got turned down for a book deal so many times with my children's book, I just did it myself.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it myself and put this book out there, and whoever buys it, and it's meant to. And that book like took probably like a 5-year slow grow, and then like on that 5th year it was like selling out over and over and over again.
The pandemic too is going crazy too.
But I was just like, I know for sure for me, it's always going to be writing. I'm going to do that no matter if anybody reads it or not. I was doing Facebook notes. You know what I mean? Like
you do Instagram captions very well to where we feel it.
Yeah,
I'm like, friend, you the author, sis. Like you doing it. It's all perspective, baby.
Yeah,
you know?
for real.
Yeah.
But you know what? And I realized that it'll be like one person. It'll be like, oh my God, I read that, and that really helped me. And I'm like, that's all I need. Like, you know, one person. If whether it's my kids or a stranger, but I know that that's my gift and my purpose. So that is true. You know what I mean? Like you have to figure out what you want to do, that you're willing to do, whether you get paid for it or not. That's probably like your thing. But I always say if you do that and you have a job that you don't hate, then you're gonna be okay. But yeah, I think the most important thing, just even about aging, is realizing like always honoring the thing that brings you joy. Sometimes I just got to talk through stuff. You know, I'll be having a lot of thoughts.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get to the end.
You know what, too? So I was thinking about this the other day with Peace, because me and Peace have very similar things that we are both very interested in. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I really want to do acting, and I want to do singing, and I want to do dancing, and all these things. And these are all the things that I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And I've done a lot of them throughout life. And then when I was in it, I was like, I don't think I really like this. I don't think I really like the hurry up and wait. I don't think I like this perspective. But she really enjoys it. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm still able to live a piece of what that dream and that vision is, but now I get to help my daughter do it. So it's like I feel you and I hear you about like the book, and it's this tangible thing and this book deal. But I'm like, low key, you be writing captions for brands. You get the deals all the time.
Yeah, true.
You know, I'm like, so, but again, I'm not telling you to not think about the book and the book deal.
Yeah.
But like you're doing it. But
I did get a book deal though.
I'm like just a constant reminder. Yes.
Yeah, I did get a book deal. But no, you are right though about that. And that's funny too, because I was like, I used to want to be Oprah so bad, right? Like I was like, oh, I definitely want to be her. That was like my goal in life. And then I thought about it, like, do I want to go somewhere every day, Monday through Friday, and have to record like that? Like
people in your face?
Yes. And just thinking about the work that goes into having like a real TV show for real. And I was like, no, I think God knows my spirit. Like I'm gonna be able to share in a way that's like non-committal. Like maybe have a series like on Netflix. Shout out to Netflix. You know what I mean? But something like that where I could like record a little bit, then go live my life.
Absolutely.
But I definitely don't want to do anything Monday through Friday. I don't even want to parent Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
I don't even want to do it myself Monday through Friday.
Right.
No.
Can I take a day off from me?
But
please,
what you said, like when you started doing, you realize like, now I don't really want to do it like that. I think we don't always think about the logistics of making our dreams come true either. Mm-hmm. Like what are the real day-to-day mechanics?
What comes into that?
Of going into this.
Yes.
And I think we sometimes just look at Beyonce like, oh, I want to do that. I want to dance on stage. But like
that lady
she
don't
just
stop.
Wake up and,
she can't even go to Starbucks and get a regular coffee. I don't want that kind of.
Me neither.
And I've always said that.
I don't want that kind of. I've been around, doing makeup. I've been around celebrities. I'm like, I be looking like, girl, you want me to tell them to back up? Because I tell them to back up.
Yeah.
I'm like, she trying to get a coffee. You don't see my friend trying to just eat and be normal for a second. And it's like, I get it, but I'm like, nah, I couldn't. No.
There's always, so that's what I'm saying. There's always two sides. Mm-hmm. There's always two sides to it. So you just have to know what side you're on and literally just be like, yo, this is my side. This is where I'm at, you know? And if you want something different, then you might want to turn that coin into a dollar bill. I don't know. Yeah. Like, it's just, I really think that perspective is really everything.
Girl,
like
absolutely.
everything and how you look at it, everything is what your reality is. And so that's the point, like, for me, I know I have been in the house for 2 years, one being pregnant, one being a pandemic. I am celebrating my life this year.
Absolutely.
Like I'm celebrating my life. I'm like, I'm not holding back. I'm like, we having a party. Yeah. We are going big. I just said, and the funny thing is the last time I had a big birthday party, it was my 31st birthday, because I was talking to my girlfriend, my 30th birthday, I just gotten out of my last relationship. I was heartbroken and I went on a solo trip to Hawaii by myself. And that was a crazy, crazy eye-opening experience for me. But I was alone on my 30th birthday.
Oh, wow.
But on my 31st birthday, when I was living in New York, I had a party at a reggae club with all of my New York people, and it was literally one of the most joyous nights of my life. And so I was like, oh, it's been a decade. We're doing that again.
Yeah.
So we're doing that again. And I just feel like that's all I wanted. People were just like, what are you going to do for your birthday? I'm like, I want to dance for 4 hours straight.
Yes.
That's it.
It's
We
something
need
in the
joy.
Yeah, something in the water
We
with
need to
like
move.
women and like us really stepping into. That's why I'm like, I don't know if it's the age thing or if it's the energy
It's the
thing.
energy.
But everybody is on this tip.
Yeah, celebrate your life every single day. That's what Mama's did.